Okay, I'm working on my video, but it doesn't seem to be working. So let's go without my video for a little bit.
Okay. Well, it's 6:32. Mark is just joined us, so we'll have a quorum.
Okay. So let's call this thing to order. And I think the big thing this month is to find out where the land acquisition is.
Yeah.
Okay,
do you want to call attendance first?
Of course.
Okay. Catherine Zemechnik?
What's that?
Catherine Zemechnik.
Oh, here.
Dick Webb?
Here.
Bertram Schmitz?
Here.
Lawrence Willett is absent. Mark Giacona?
I'm here.
Joan Ulade?
Here.
Mary Jo Phelps? Oh, she's coming. I have to admit her. I feel like a doctor's office here. Let's give her a chance. She's connecting to the audio. There you are.
Is that it?
There's nobody else waiting to come in. Mary Jo, can you hear us?
Mary Jo? Seems blissfully
Mary Jo,
unaware.
do you hear us?
Right. No, she says she can't hear anything. Mary Jo, she can't hear us.
Sometimes if you can sign back in, like sign out and sign back in, sometimes that fixes it if there's a
Yeah,
microphone
I was
issue.
going to just say that.
Yeah.
I'm
She said, oh, wow.
You're on mute now, Mary.
Yeah, I can hear now. I had
Good.
to jump through some hoops there, but I can hear now.
Okay, so
excellent.
you're officially here now.
I am officially here. I had trouble with the hyperlink didn't work, so I had to use something else.
Hang on a sec. Larry's calling me now. Hey, Larry. Larry? I'm good.
I think I left the TV set on.
It's
I can hear it
virtual.
at the other end of the house. My TV's set. Anytime somebody tries to call me or get in touch with me through the computer, it flashes on the screen. It tells me who it is and where they're
Okay.
from.
Okay. We did start the recording, so we can continue. Abby may have to leave early, so you might want to start the business now.
Yep.
Okay, I just talked to Larry. He cannot make the meeting. He is going to send us a report on where they are with the property acquisition on Friday.
Okay.
So that's that. Okay. And the property acquisition is kind of where we're investing a lot of time and effort. I know Mary Jo's working on waste recycling. And I think that's kind of where we'll focus our efforts. Although sustainability is now focused on invasives as well. So I think we'll team up with them on that. So with that, has everybody reviewed the April 17th meeting And are there any comments or concerns?
No.
No?
No, it's
Okay.
okay with me.
Can I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the April 17th meeting.
Okay, can I have a second?
I'll second it, Bert.
Thank you, Bert. All right, is there any comments or before we vote? In which case, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, say aye or nay. Okay, the motion carries unanimously.
I hate to be a stick in the mud, but Bert wasn't at the meeting, remember, because it was canceled and then rescheduled.
Right.
Do we need someone else to second
Oh, Joan, can you
on
second?
the minutes?
Yes, I second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll, just for the sake of it, we'll vote again.
Exactly, exactly.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes carry it.
Any abstentions? Or,
I'm not voting.
okay.
Great. Okay. Who is it? Town of Clinton? Is that Kathy?
No?
What?
It's probably a second login for me,
Mhm.
for Abby.
Okay. All right. So I guess unless Mark's got some information, we probably won't hear a lot about the acquisition.
That's somebody trying to get a hold of me. I don't pay attention to them.
Sherry, you can mute folks if you need to.
Bert Schmidt, I'm not available at the moment. Please leave a message. Call back later on today.
Okay, I don't see Bert. Oh,
Hi,
here.
this is Joe Courtney. I called to
You
invite
can find the three little dots, Sherry, in the upper right-hand corner of his window, and you can mute if you need to.
But it appears I missed you.
Okay. So in terms of, I think we probably just move right into the workshops. I don't have a lot to report on the pollinator pathway. There's no data at the library at this point, so I've got nothing to report. Does anybody else have anything on the pollinator pathway? Nope.
Nope.
And then the next thing, and Mary Jo, I'll turn it over to you for food waste composting.
I wrote you guys, Todd said either the 18th or the 25th works for him, just to let him know in advance, obviously, which day we choose. Now, there was somebody, I think, that couldn't make it on the 25th.
That's me. That's Nick.
Oh, that's you? Okay. So either way, there's gonna, like, Brett can't make it on the 18th. And you can't make it on the 25th. So I think we just go with whoever we can get to volunteer and we cover what we can cover. Unless I mean, this could go on forever, right? We could keep
Right.
putting it off and putting it off. So I'm happy to do either the 18th or the 25th, but if you're going to be around on the 18th, Nick, will you be around, Catherine?
Yeah,
Okay. How about anybody else, Joan or Bert or?
I was hesitating to respond because they put us on call at the hospital. We're short
okay.
people and they might call us in to work, so,
Okay.
but I might be able to come at the last.
Sure. So if you can, great. So I don't know how you feel, Nick and Catherine, about just, it might just be the three of us. We might have four. So what do you think? Should we just say the 18th,
Yeah, that's good.
a week from
That's fine.
Saturday? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
What's that, Catherine?
Are you all gonna be there at the same time or do shifts? And do we have
Well,
flyers
you
handed out?
know, it'd be good to have people together. So, but I mean, like if I went and did 8 to 10, then maybe someone could show up at 9 to 11, and then another person could show up from 10 to 12. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
one person might be there alone for one of their hours.
I'm
Right.
very happy to do 8 to 10 and if you need me to be alone, I'm very happy to do that.
Okay. Okay. So we'll figure it out between the three of us.
Okay.
And
we should
possibly
loop
if
in
they let
the,
Joan, if they let Joan come, then we would have 4, which would be great.
all
Now,
right.
what are we gonna be doing? Are we handing out flyers or something?
Flyers, yeah,
Okay.
mostly. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. And I'll bring those at 8
Okay.
okay.
because I have a stack of them. Nick, I think I sent you that article about how the state legislature is considering making food waste recycling mandatory in
Yeah,
Connecticut. So that's interesting.
yeah. I mean, they've got a real problem.
They do. And like Madison's not doing theirs anymore because it was funded by a grant and the grant ran out. And so they stopped for now.
Right.
Anyway,
So, yeah, I mean, if you think about it, the cost of trucking waste to an out-of-state facility, I mean, it's
Right.
going to get extraordinarily high
Yes.
over the next year.
yes. And they're just full. The landfills. So,
So
It
we
makes
really do need
sense
to
in
get
the
this
world to
under
do
control.
this, but-
So we're doing the right thing. So thank you,
Right.
Mary Jo.
right. You're welcome.
Um,
But that's
Yeah.
all I've got for now. So we'll plan on the 18th and we'll work out, we'll work it out.
okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We should let the Sustainability Committee know. And
I think Sue said she could only make the 11th, and of course you and I can't make that.
right.
And Brett can only make the 25th. So I think we should just
Crazy.
go with the 18th and go with whoever can make it.
That's not Memorial Day weekend, is it?
The 25th? Yes.
25th is.
Yes.
Okay, that's the one I definitely can't make. Okay.
Right.
Right. Japanese knotweed, I've got nothing from my point of view, but I do think we should post our information again in all the various spots. Catherine, I'll send you the latest and greatest flyer if you can put it up on All Things Clinton.
What was that? I get a little cutting on and off here, so
Oh, okay. In terms of Japanese knotweed,
uh-huh.
I think it's time to post the flyer again.
Oh, okay. Yes, it is.
So I will send it to you for All Things Clinton.
Okay. No, positively Clinton.
Positively Clinton.
I have been monitoring this section, this little area in Madison, that I noticed them mowing last year of the the knotweed.
Yeah.
And I don't, yeah, they were mowing it, and so I didn't see it come back up after that, but now it's coming up again, and I'm just kind of trying to see if it's actually making it worse.
It probably will. If you're going to do the mow and cut, you've got to be like on top of it all the time.
I'm
You
gonna
got to cut it really low, and then you got to wash your mower.
aha.
So my guess is they're not doing it correctly.
No, they're not. It was scattering all over the place. I noticed it because as I was driving by, my car got like scrambled with it. And I thought to myself, I'm going to bring some of this stuff home on my tires or something.
Oh,
So I certainly hope not, but I drive by that area a lot and was surprised to see that they were just mowing it. And but sure enough, it's back again, and it looks like it may have spread a bit more. And just think that that's I don't know
Yeah,
why
that's
they're
what
not
it
doing
does.
it properly. I don't know.
All right. Cool. So those are the workshops. Old business is the infrared camera. It's not really a good time to focus on that. So I think we skip over that. Bike racks in downtown Clinton. I don't know if anybody has anything to say on that. No.
No, there hasn't on the list of like sort of projects that are discussed in context of a broader list with the town council. I think they're looking at some of the regulation amendments and possibly blight ordinance work, and then we'll keep that on the list for when money is available or projects come up.
All right, good, good. Thanks, Abby. All right, so then we go right into Earth Day cleanup, which we missed, so we can scratch that.
It looks like Public Works went driving around and did a cleanup.
Oh, really?
They posted on Positively Clinton. They showed the back of the pickup truck loaded with bags of trash. They said they were driving around picking it up. I'm guessing it was I don't know. I
Okay,
didn't think that they had time to do something like that, but I guess it was pretty bad, so they did it. But yeah,
okay. So I think, we should assign somebody next year and we should definitely organize that. I think it would be a good thing to do.
yeah.
The beautification committee did it last year or the year before, and it was remarkable how much trash got picked up. So, coastal resiliency. Abby, you forwarded me the second round draft of the project. I have to say, when I read it, I was like frightened more for Westbrook and Old Saybrook than us, but we're going to be affected drastically by climate change and coastal resiliency. Anything you want to say on that, Abby?
Yeah, so the report went to you as part of the Coastal Resiliency Task Force membership, and Kathy, you should have received it too as part of that group. What's happening right now is sections of that plan are being distributed to the Coastal Resiliency Task Force for initial comments, and I'm going to compile those and get them back to the consultant at specific deadlines. As soon as we've had a chance to do an initial review and just make sure things are accurate, that they're reflecting the town's priorities, at least for the Resiliency Task Force's charge, then the draft will be compiled and go out to the general public and to all the stakeholder groups, one of which is the Conservation Commission. So we'll be looking, when the report can be viewed in its full context, then we're going to be asking this group to give some more specific feedback and make sure, again, that we're on the right track, that we've got the recommendations we're getting to are clear, and that the policies that they think that we should pursue are in line with things that kind of match the commission's mission. So more to come on this. We're just in that drafting phase right now.
Okay, great. Great. Yeah, so Catherine, you got it as well?
Yeah.
So what I will do, Abby, is I will feed you back some comments, because I did have some more questions than comments, frankly.
Yeah, and if you guys, as part of the Coastal Resiliency Group, if you want to, get in touch with me directly about that, and then, if there are particular questions that we want to refer out back to this commission, I think that we have an opportunity to kind of specifically say, okay, it looks like the plan is going in a direction of recommending, this level of retreat for properties that are likely to be inundated by 2070. How does this commission feel about property acquisition or transfer of development rights and that kind of stuff? And we can kind of go through all those things.
Okay, great. Great. Yeah, no, it was frightening.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So I have to spend a little more time with it. I did a quick read through of it, and I'll feed you back. I'll filter back some comments. Catherine, Should I filter them back to Catherine or you, Abby?
You can copy both of us as long as it's just and Kathy and me, then it's not a forum of the Coastal Resiliency Group, and providing it back to that group so you have a record of what everybody's comments were before the 17th of May.
Okay, great. I'll do that. All right.
Hey, one question real quick. Was that report that, what was it called? The Coastal Resiliency sent out in an email or something?
Not to this commission yet. So right now, so it was sent to members of this commission have representation spots on the Coastal Resiliency Task Force.
Oh,
That
okay.
task force was asked by the consultant to provide initial comments. It's not really ready for public prime time, so they've asked us to kind of keep it to that group until it can get put together in a full format so that people are looking at it in the complete context. That should happen in June, and that's when this group is going to get a more formal presentation from me, and we'll go through more comments and get your feedback at that point.
Okay, thanks. Just wondering. I wanted to read it, that's all.
I
Yeah,
have a
and-
question.
We should probably invite the chairman of the Coastal Resiliency Committee at that point, because I think she should sort of gather us in terms of what we might need to do in terms of land acquisition, et cetera.
Agreed. And I think, one of the conversations that Coastal Resiliency has been having as a group is wanting to make sure that there's a coordinated conversation about how the town is going to proceed with recommendations both locally and then sort of on a hyper-local region and how we're participating in the bigger state conversation. So, at some point, we've discussed the potential of having a joint meeting between conservation, sustainability, and Coastal Resiliency to kind of have that coordinated chat. So that's something to look out for as well. And we'll get more information on that as that plan gets closer to having a draft ready for prime time.
All right, good. By the way, how
do
many
have a
of you guys
question.
went to the Wild and Scenic event
Oh my God.
downtown? Nobody?
What was that?
Yeah,
How
what
many of you guys went to the Wild and Scenic event downtown?
Oh, no, I didn't.
we had tickets to a play, so I really wanted to go. The Land Trust fundraiser, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really wanted to go, but the play was
Anyway,
also very good.
the one thing that got my attention was the Billion Oyster Project. If you get a chance, go on YouTube and look at that. It is really inspiring.
Billion
And
oyster.
since Clinton is an estuary, there's room for us to do something, well, not at that scale, but similar to clean the water and they're actually, Abby, just so you know, they're using it possibly to mitigate coastal flooding.
Wow.
Can you
There's
send
a bunch of options.
Can you send a link to that, Nick?
I'll look for it, see if I can find it.
Okay, yeah, even just the title.
Yeah. It's the Billion Oyster Project.
Oh, Billion
Find it
Oyster
online.
Project. Okay.
Can anybody hear me at all?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was wondering because I was trying to interrupt before you moved on to the next subject. Have we, the PowerPoint that I got from Juliana Barrett at UConn for coastal resiliency, are we going to see it at some point or?
oh, you got it. I thought, so last session, I thought you couldn't open it or something.
No, then I got it and I sent it to Sherry and we were able to open it. And
Oh, good.
Juliana gave permission just for the, the town members and the commission members to see it.
Yeah, so we can forward that out to this group. I think the hope is that Juliano didn't want it like widely distributed around town, but if this group wants to take a look and have questions on it, I think also if there's ever a desire to have her come talk as part of that joint effort for a resiliency conversation, that might be an opportunity as well.
Yeah, she actually emailed me thanking me about the interest and offered to come and follow up and if we need anything else.
Oh, that's great.
So I thought, are you scheduling something jointly with our commission and coastal resiliency to see this PowerPoint, or do you
What
No,
I,
so I don't think the goal is to give her like for us to present her PowerPoint in any way. I think we can share what she presented to Madison with this group specifically. And then the question I guess I have for all of you is if we have a joint meeting between the various groups working on resiliency issues, would you like me to reach out to her and try to have her as part of that general discussion?
Judging by her
absolutely.
PowerPoint, I would say definitely because she's a PhD and she's studying this for a living. And she's put some of the solutions out already with those log things, the walls and the things that we have to do to the wetlands.
Yeah. So no, it'd be great to get her into a joint meeting with resiliency and sustainability. So, and it seems, Abby, correct me if I'm wrong, but it might be a good time to do it sooner rather than later because of the coastal resiliency report coming out.
I can reach out to her this week and start sort of talking about schedule and
Yeah. I'm not sure I heard you, Abby, I gotta say.
Abby,
Oh,
repeat that.
Yep, I can reach out to her this week and just sort of start to get a sense of her schedule and start to get a sense
Okay.
of the schedule of the other groups as well. And maybe we can try to coordinate it with somebody's standing meeting so that it's at a time that there's a body of people who are available to attend. Because scheduling will be our probably biggest challenge. She'll be easy. Getting the schedule together, that's always the big part. So I'll start tomorrow on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it'd be great. Joan, thanks for finding it, and we should definitely pursue that. And I know Coastal Resiliency was very interested in hearing her as well. So
It's like 67 pages and it's all photos of the coast. It's very good.
yeah, no, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we send it around?
Yeah, she didn't mind. I asked permission from her for our group and
Okay,
for coastal resiliency and the town of Clinton. And she was happy to share it. Because
Okay,
I was
great.
in the general public and she gave it to me. It just took a long time to get it to work, but she didn't have any hesitation giving it out.
That's great. So yeah, no, I'd love to see it.
Okay, I'm gonna forward it to you. I'll forward it to
Okay,
the whole
great.
group. Mary Jo, you're muted.
I'm muted?
Sorry,
Mary
when I
Jo.
heard you say you'll send it to everybody, I was like, yeah, that's great. You're gonna send it to everyone, right?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, cool. Other than that, anything else as additions to the next regular meeting agenda?
You want to keep coastal resiliency on the agenda?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Any other new business? Okay. Any additions to next regular meeting agenda? Oh, sorry, Mary Jo.
I wanted to ask Sherry real quick. It seems like a while that we did the mapping. When,
I'm
when
sorry, I didn't hear you.
it seems like we're going to be due to do more mapping soon or not? Are we good for a while?
Do we have updates to put on it?
You guys finished what you wanted to, I thought, but if you
Okay.
you can review that guide we have that says the different mappings. And
Okay.
if everybody reviews that, then maybe you can decide whether you want to do something. Perhaps Abby has an idea for that too. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say one of the things that I'm working on right now to present to the Planning and Zoning Commission at Monday's meeting and to start a conversation is the scope for the Plan of Conservation and Development, which will hopefully get underway this summer, depending on how the votes tally up tonight and budget being in place. And so the plan is to make sure that any open space, some of that comes as part of that POCD project, and that's probably the part of the project this commission will be asked to really weigh in on. So there is work to be done. It will probably be closer to the fall that we'll be doing it.
Right. Okay, Sherry, any correspondence?
Hold on.
Oh, we had that one property that looked like it was smack dab in the wetlands.
Oh. That you could do under new business.
Yeah,
Other than all the things from the Land Conservation Council about the legislature, that's basically all that came in.
okay. Let me just move this over
And
here.
Abby might be able to talk with you about that application a little bit.
Right. Yeah, so we just got notified today, thank you, Sherry, about a property on East Main Street. 327 East Main Street, Shoreline Partners. And I went and looked and I was like, whoa. It is right in the wetlands. So I didn't know if this is something, this is
They're gonna
within
be
0 to
disturbing.
50 yards of wetlands.
Did it say something like, what is it, 1,300 yards disturbed, but they're gonna replenish 3,000 or create new 3,000 square feet or something of it. I got it in here.
Yeah, I read that and I was pretty unimpressed.
Where did you see this?
This was in something that Sherry sent to us today.
It's a new application that's before the Inland Wetlands Commission that was received officially last night.
Yeah,
My understanding is that commission is going to host a site walk and then likely set a public hearing date. So I think what they'll be looking for is any comments before the close of that public hearing when it's scheduled to say, what are there any particular, what are your particular concerns or questions or any other pieces of information that you can use to advise them on their decision making, in terms of wetlands protection. So it was referred to you because the application it came in after hours on Monday. They received it yesterday. Staff hasn't even gone through it fully yet, but it is in process. So off we go.
Yeah.
Off we
That
go.
Nick received a notification of the application. There is an ordinance that says that when we get an application in, we send it out to different commissioners, chairman. So it didn't
Oh,
go
I
out
didn't
to
realize it
everybody.
didn't go to everybody. I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Stop it. Oh my God.
But we can certainly send that link around for that application. So all of the attachments and public information about it will be available to you so that when it's time to make a comment, you'll have that opportunity.
Okay, you don't think now is the time to make the comment, Abby?
I think you can certainly start reviewing it. As soon as you can make a comment as soon as you're ready. I would imagine, within, certainly by the end of the next Conservation Commission meeting, I would be prepared to issue anything formally that you'd like to the Inland Wetlands Commission to make sure it's there for their hearing.
Okay, great.
But it might be a good idea to review the relevant documents along the way.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to forward Sherry's email to everybody. And if you guys can look at it and
Thank
then
you.
come to the next meeting with comments and sort of ideas in terms of what we want to do on this. My guess is literally it's just a matter of we'll have to say, this looks awfully close. Well, I don't want to prejudice anybody, so I'm not going to say anything like that.
Well, Sherry, there's going to be a site walk, I'm assuming?
Yes, there is. I don't have that notes. I believe it's May 16th at 6 o'clock.
Okay,
It's a Thursday with a rain date of the 23rd.
okay,
But watch I'll have to verify that.
okay.
I don't have those notes. I left those notes. Oh, wait a minute. I left those notes at work.
That's fine.
Well, I mean, they have a flood zone issue and a soil problem, and that's the only location that they can put it, apparently. Is there something particular about that area that concerns you? Is that like, I was trying to find out if it was in the salt marsh advancement area. and I can't tell, but
It is,
is it?
yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things where they say, oh, well, I don't want to prejudice everybody, so I'm going to hold off commenting. But it'd be great if everybody could look at that and just sort of see the application, see what they think, and come with comments for the next meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool? Yes? Everybody okay?
Sounds
Okay.
good.
All right, hang on, no, let me move this back. Okay. So at this point, I don't see anybody from the Joint Land Acquisition Committee other than ourselves. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm just checking now. I don't see, oh, wait, there's a chat. Hold on a moment. Oh, it was Mary Jo saying I can't hear anything. Forgot about chat. We don't have chat that often. Okay. I
And we don't
see
have
anybody
Larry
waiting to
here.
get in.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you just a very brief update on the TAG grant application timeframe and some very brief things from my conversation with Larry without going into too much detail if you want it.
Sure.
Go ahead.
All right, so the next round of TAG grants is due May 31st. I've got the next draft, I would say, good 80% ready to go. I will forward that on to folks at Land Trust so they can finalize and do their submittal. The next piece of this is time before the town council for matching funds and making sure that we kind of know the next steps. That would hopefully be at the second meeting in June. So what is it, the third Wednesday of the month. The idea being that if we know potentially if the TAG grant is awarded for the remaining pre-acquisition costs, such as upgrading the survey that we have, doing title search and phase 1 environmental review. So that is all sort of in process right now. And I know the Land Trust is working through the status of a letter of intent or documentation that would need to be submitted with the TAG grant application to show that the commitment of the property owners. So that's kind of the horizon right now. Is the next funding round for pre-acquisition costs would be at the end of this month and into June, and then hopefully that is fruitful. So keep our fingers crossed.
Great. And have we heard from the owners in terms of how they reacted to the pricing and putting it into a letter of intent?
I believe that it was in range with what they had seen from others, and I'm not aware of any questions on the appraisal value that came through and was confirmed by the secondary person. I have not been involved in further conversation, so I believe Mike Hood was going to reach out at some point to have that conversation and perhaps Larry and through their group from Land Trust, they were going to reach out and try to solidify something. And that
Okay.
really, the TAG grant can't be submitted without that more formalized participation letter.
Right. Yeah, that's so Mark, have you heard anything on that?
Nope, I have heard nothing.
Okay. So I guess we all have to wait for Larry's summary in 2 days. Because I don't see Mike here, any of the mics here, so. Sherry, how do you want me to deal with this since we're not going to have a quorum on the subcommittee?
I would just say that it was, just that you talked, who was here.
Yeah.
It's just you and Mark. Let me just write that down. And I'll just put down the discussion that you just had.
Okay, great.
Abby gave an update.
And we are awaiting Larry's
And that you're
update.
waiting for a report from Larry.
Okay, great. Great. In which case, everyone, we have reached the time in the evening for adjournment. Unless anybody has anything else. Does anybody have anything else?
No.
No.
I'll make a
Okay.
motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Mary Jo.
I second.
Thanks, Mark.
Yep.
Any comments about this? No? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? All right, with that, I think we officially adjourn for the month. But stay tuned because you'll get something on the wetlands, the housing on 327 Main, I think it is. And also you'll get Larry's report on the property acquisition. And Joan, if you'll forward that PowerPoint, if you want to forward it to me, I can forward it to the members. But if you want to forward it to the members, that's fine as well.
Oh, I think I'll forward it to you because I don't have like a group set up.
Yeah, I've got a group, so it makes it very easy for me to.
As long as nobody forwards it to anybody else, because we have permission with our committee, Coastal Resiliency, and the town of Clinton. That's,
Okay,
so as long as everybody promises not to, you know,
right. And I'll make that
share
clear
it
in
on
the
Facebook
email.
or something.
So
Right.
Joan, if you send it to me, I'll make that clear in the email when I forward it out to everybody.
Okay.
Do not share.
Do not share.
Yeah.
And I know how that kills you, Kathy, because you're
I
a sharer.
know. I know. I'll be waiting anxiously for my go ahead.
All right. Guys, thanks a lot. Have a great
Bye.
month and we'll talk soon.
Good.
Bye, good night.
Good night.
Have a good
everybody.
one, everybody.